I've been looking at my podcasts. As you all know, I've only been doing this for a good 2.5 months, or only 2 months. And I'm still trying to find my balance. And what I've noticed is, so basically what I've been doing is I've been calling up all my friends who have potentially something interesting to say. But if I can just be critical of myself, I feel like it's been too much interview-ish. And the people that follow my channel, and not to sound, too full of myself, but they want to hear from me. So what I've been noticing is I've been posting all these clips with my guests, and I love the content myself, and I'm very proud of it. But in most of these clips, my guest is speaking 85% of the time, and I'm speaking 15% of the time. Mm-hmm. And to put it very frankly, people don't care as much about the guest as they do about me, so they tend to just fuck off, and they just stop watching. Mm-hmm. So today, I hope I can get closer to finding that balance with you, where I can also just talk more myself and keep it more evened out. I think because we talk all the time, we talk daily, literally daily.
Yeah, let's just have a general conversation about topics we're interested in, topics that are active at the moment, that are that's like we normally talk, and
like we normally
stuff
do,
like NBA, but also politics. Things we talk about. Yeah,
we have a lot of common interests. We have a lot of common interests. Actually, it started with the NBA years ago, but then gradually, as we get more old and boring, we have become very interested in anything and everything that has to do with basically space exploration, AI, even politics to a certain extent.
And I think we also follow the same sources. We all also follow Joe Rogan, Lex Friedman, all these podcasts. We get the same intakes and we form our own opinions of it. And our opinions differ on it, but it's the kind of information we try to intake, and obviously it differs a little bit between us, because I have more a scientific approach on it, where you are more
a philosopher.
A philosopher,
yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
So that's where we differ, and it's good to have different opinions on it.
That's a very good point. Yeah. Do you ever catch yourself watching something on YouTube? I caught myself the other day and thinking, if I saw someone watching this 6 years ago, I would have been like, you fucking boring dude, like that. I caught myself watching some content, especially when I'm listening to Lex Friedman, also because of his style of delivery. He's very monotone and he talks like this, and it's always everything is the same, and I just had this revelation. Wow, I'm old. I'm really in that next stage now where I love this super dry, technical, boring stuff. But I mean, obviously to me it's now boring, but I know for sure I would have thought this was terrible a couple of years ago.
Yeah, how he presents himself, it's super monotone. It's not that interesting, to be honest. But the things he talks about and how deep he goes, and it's just mind-blowing. And I wasn't aware of it, that people were like that 5 years ago, and that you could absorb that information on the internet, and that it would be presented in such a good way. And because obviously you can always read about the things he's talking about, like AI or machine learning, or even go further with, he covers a lot of topics. But it's the podcast thing. I think it's a good way how the world is going forward. And I think it's a positive trend that we see, that lots of these podcasts are coming out, and they are hugely popular, because a guy like Lex Friedman, he gets over 500K views on a video, so that's amazing.
And you say 5 years ago, but 5 years ago, it literally didn't exist, or even if it did exist, you had to delve into the depths of the internet to find some audio-only podcast by some professors at Yale or Oxford University. It was so hard to find. I would have never gotten into Lex Friedman had he never done video. Never. And this is something that we talk about a lot that still a lot of people don't seem to get. There's still a lot of really good podcasts out there that haven't converted to also putting out video. It just blows my mind. Like, because I'm one of them. I'm one of those people. Like, I mean, I'm one of the consumers where I cannot get into an audio-only podcast. There's something I need to see the people, and I know I'm not the only one. And it's just like I'm probably missing out on a lot of really good podcasts because they just feel like, why should we do video? Like, we do audio, that's more than enough. But it's like, you have to do it.
Yeah, it adds benefits because you see the facial expression and how they are interested about it and how they behave and you can see a lot on somebody's face when they're talking about it. But to be honest, I do listen to a lot of podcasts in the car because that's one of the main advantages, I think. Because, there's also have been a trend where a lot of webinars have been put out, and it's just basically like this PowerPoint presentation which people talk through. And most of these webinars, just by going over the PowerPoint, you get all the information. But these podcasts are way more interesting because you delve way deeper into the subject source. So, I think it's a good trend to see, and
it is a good trend. It is, and again, like guys, like it just becomes accessible. Like Alex Friedman, you feel like you're sitting in on a conversation between professors.
You feel like you know they's guys, right?
You're right. Yeah.
Like I feel like and Joe Rogan has also talked about this. Like he sometimes meet people and they really feel like they know him. And that's a great part to see, I don't know if you ever experienced that, like with a fan or something.
Oh man, I wish I had so many fans coming up to me. It's happened, but it happened like 5 times in my entire life.
Yeah.
And then they usually, dude, out of those 5 times, I think 2 of them didn't even remember my name. They just said, "I saw you. I know I'm supposed to know you because I saw you. I saw you on the internet. I don't know, like you did something, right?" Yeah. And it's funny, and people will come up to you, and because obviously they've seen you somewhere, and they're like, I know, I don't know what you did, I don't know who you are, but you are a big deal, so I have to like get a picture with you or something. It's funny, I was like, yeah, I'm really not that big, but at all. But I can imagine that people feel like they know you after watching a lot of content and things like that, but then there's a whole different side of you.
Yeah, because didn't you once say that when you were in Indonesia or Thailand, where was it, that you met somebody who knew you? Yeah,
in Indonesia. So me and my friend, I had it on video. I'm literally walking next to a dirt road with my friend Henry.
Yeah.
Shout out to Henry. And that was literally my second day in Indonesia, right? I'm vlogging, and this scooter, just like races by a guy and a girl on a scooter, typical in Indonesia. And they turned back and, "Oh, dude, you're Denzo. It was a German guy.
Okay.
I really like you. And I filmed the whole thing. And it was just like, you're out here, making a special vlog, I guess. Like, yeah, sure. Like, the thing that always strikes me the most is how quickly estimate your importance. They immediately apologize also for taking some of your time, while not realizing that this is the highlight of my day, of my week, getting recognized. Yeah. Just like there's something about being on a screen, on a computer screen, that turns you from a mortal into like this bigger than life person. You're important, and they look at you like, wow, and I'm like, man, this is awesome. Mm-hmm. It's funny because it was my second day in Indonesia. Can you imagine? I'm thinking, wow, this is gonna be the best trip ever. Like,
people know me here.
Everyone's gonna know me here. Like that never happened again. That whole trip. But it's fun and it's cool. Like I cannot say that I haven't had, I've never had any type of like negative. What I want to know is all the people that have recognized me but haven't said something.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because there's a ton of them.
Me, myself, I also wouldn't be like, oh, hey, Joe Rogan.
Exactly.
I wouldn't go up to him like that. Yeah.
Man, if I saw Joe Rogan in the street, would I go, ooh. I know you wouldn't, because I know you. I know you wouldn't.
Yeah.
I know you wouldn't, but it would be
You would do it. I
Oh
know
my
you.
God! That he has spoken about it so many times that he doesn't like it. So I know he doesn't like it.
But still.
So still, I would be like, oh man.
But
Yo,
maybe
Joe,
for
I
you-
made a video about you saying your new studio sucks. I know you don't know me, but you inspired me to
I
start my own
think you're
podcast.
obliged to, because you're also on YouTube and you're quite relevant. Over 40K subscribers.
Yeah. Oh, I got 50 now, boy. I got
You got
50.
50?
I hit 50 today.
Yeah, 49, right?
Yeah, 39.8, but
Okay. Oh, really? 49.8?
yeah.
Nice. So, yeah, from a month ago, it was still on 46, I think.
Yeah. I had a video that went super viral. I had a crazy 3 weeks.
Okay,
So
nice.
I had the last week I had 100,000 views so 50,000 views a day.
Okay.
50,000. So that's for me. That's insane.
Which one went viral?
It's called My Last Day Alive. It was made about 2.5 years ago in my parents' backyard, and I talk about what I would do if I only had 24 hours to live. Great video, great video. I made it. But I can honestly look at some of my work and say this wasn't that good, and this was good. Like also from a cinematic point of view, like the background and the colors are really nice. Dude, I have a ton of videos that I'm very proud of that have like 1,000 views. And
But
that's
you think that's because of the thumbnail or the title?
fuck, man. If I knew, like look at this one. Like this video was literally sitting on 2,000 views for more than 2 years, right? And just out of nowhere, all of a sudden, I'm opening my analytics tab, and it's just blowing up, and it's just like. That's just the magic of YouTube, man. It's a long game, and you never know what's gonna happen. But I do understand why. I have many videos that if YouTube started recommending them, people would love them. Because I also get hundreds of comments now on that one saying, "Wow, this is Because I really put again, I have faith in my content. I know that I've made some very good content over the years. Problem is, if it doesn't do numbers, people don't respect it.
Yeah.
It's all about the numbers.
It's interesting how that algorithm behind YouTube works. I don't know how you got into the viral part of it. I mean,
So weird. I did nothing.
It's probably just because another big-time YouTuber released a video with some sort of the same title
Right,
or something,
maybe.
and they got linked up or something.
Do you need help making better decisions in your life? Are you lacking self-confidence and motivation to get things done? Hire me today and get a direct daily line of communication with me through video chat and audio messages. I operate on a week-to-week basis, so no long-term investment is required. 7 straight days of Viking advice will get you right on track. Email me at lorenz.dries@gmail.com and change your reality. I'm ready whenever you are. See you soon.